The neon lights of Neo Madrid Stadium pulsed in perfect synchronization with the heartbeats of 100 million spectators across the galaxy. In 2077, football had evolved beyond recognition, yet the ancient rivalry between two legendary bloodlines remained as fierce as ever. Cristiano Ronaldo 7 adjusted his bio-enhanced jersey, feeling the familiar weight of legacy pressing down on his shoulders. At 19, he possessed his great-great-grandfather's explosive speed, amplified by cybernetic implants that made him faster than any human in history. His dark eyes scanned the holographic crowd, searching for familiar faces among the ethereal projections of fans beaming in from Mars colonies and lunar settlements. "Remember, Chris," his father's voice echoed through his neural communicator. "You carry the CR7 legacy. Show them what a Ronaldo can do." The voice belonged to Cristiano VI, now 52. His own playing days long behind him, but his competitive spirit burning as bright as ever through his son. Across the field, Lionel Messi 8 was going through his pre-game meditation. Unlike his opponent, Leo had inherited not just his ancestors' supernatural ball control and vision, but also his humility. The quantum-enhanced grass beneath his feet responded to his touch, creating microscopic adjustments that would give him the perfect first touch every time. His jersey bore the number 10, just as his legendary forefather had worn decades ago. The young Messi's coach, a holographic projection of Pep Guardiola XV, materialized beside him. "Leo, football is still about joy. Never forget that. Your great-great-grandfather changed the game with magic, not machinery. Trust your instincts." The AI construct of the legendary coach had been programmed with centuries of tactical knowledge, but it always returned to the same simple truth. As the teams lined up for the opening ceremony, the stadium's AI narrator began its introduction. "Ladies, gentlemen, and beings across the solar system, welcome to the most anticipated match in football history. Tonight, we witness not just a game, but the continuation of a rivalry that has transcended generations, planets, and even species." The crowd's roar was amplified by sonic enhancers, creating a wall of sound that could be heard on Europa's surface. Cristiano 7 felt his genetically enhanced adrenaline surge through his veins. His muscles, a perfect fusion of human DNA and bioengineered enhancement, coiled like springs ready to explode into action. This was his moment to prove that the Ronaldo name meant more than just history. Leo 8 closed his eyes and felt the quantum field of the ball respond to his mental commands. In 2077, the ball was no longer just leather and air, it was a living entity that could change its properties mid-flight, respond to gravitational fields, and even predict player movements. But Leo knew that technology meant nothing without soul, something his family had always possessed in abundance. The referee, a sleek android with perfectly calibrated sensors, raised its hand. "This match will determine the champion of the Solar League. May the best enhanced human win." The whistle's sound reverberated through quantum frequencies, reaching every corner of human civilization instantly. The future of football had begun. From the opening seconds, the intensity was suffocating. Cristiano 7 exploded forward with his signature move, the cyber step over his feet moving so fast they created afterimages in the air. Defenders fell back, their enhanced reflexes barely keeping pace with his upgraded genetics. He was evolution in motion, the perfect fusion of Ronaldo DNA and 2077 technology. But Leo 8 was ready. His great-great-grandfather's ability to read the game had been enhanced with predictive algorithms that processed thousands of possible outcomes in nanoseconds. As Cristiano 7 approached, Leo saw 17 different ways the attack could unfold. He chose the 18th, pure instinct, sliding in with perfect timing to win the ball cleanly. The crowd gasped as Leo immediately transitioned from defense to attack. His first touch was quantum perfect, the ball seeming to defy physics as it stuck to his feet despite the gravitational fluctuations of the domed stadium floating in Earth's upper atmosphere. He began his run, weaving between defenders with movements that seemed choreographed by the universe itself. Cristiano V's enhanced cardiovascular system kicked into overdrive as he sprinted back to defend. His biometric sensors were screaming warnings about his elevated heart rate, but he ignored them. This was about more than just winning. This was about proving that some things never change, that greatness runs in the blood regardless of what century you're born in. The first half saw both players pushing their enhanced bodies to the limit. Cristiano 7 scored twice with thunderous shots that left scorch marks on the quantum goalposts, his strikes so powerful they created temporary rifts in the space-time fabric of the playing field. Each goal was celebrated with holographic fireworks that painted the sky in the colors of his team. But Leo 8 responded with magic of his own. His equalizing goals came from impossible angles, the ball bending around force fields and through dimensional pockets that shouldn't have existed. When he celebrated, he looked up at the stars visible through the stadium's transparent dome, knowing his ancestor was watching from somewhere in the cosmic beyond. At halftime, both players stood in their respective locker rooms, sweat mixing with coolant from their bioregulators. Their coaches, one human, one AI, delivered speeches about legacy, about honor, about the weight of carrying names that had defined football for over a century. The second half would determine not just who won this match, but who truly inherited the greatest rivalry in sports history. The second half began with renewed fury. Both players had been given performance boosters, legal nanobots, that enhanced their already superhuman abilities. Cristiano V's speed increased to levels that made him nearly invisible to the naked eye. Leo V's ball control became so precise, he could make the sphere dance in mid-air without touching it. The turning point came in the 75th minute. Cristiano 7 had just scored his hat trick, a goal so spectacular it temporarily overloaded the stadium's recording systems. As he celebrated, arms spread wide in his grandfather's iconic pose, he caught Leo V's eye across the field. In that moment, they shared an understanding that transcended rivalry. Leo V's response was immediate and devastating. He collected the ball in his own half and began a run that would be replayed for generations. Past one defender, then two, then three. His feet moved like liquid light, each touch perfect, each step calculated yet spontaneous. The crowd fell silent, recognizing they were witnessing something that would become legend. As Leo 8 approached the goal, Cristiano 7 made a decision that shocked everyone watching. Instead of standing by as a spectator, he sprinted after his rival, not to stop him, but to witness greatness up close. He had inherited more than just his ancestors' skills, he had inherited his respect for the beautiful game and those who played it with artistry. Leo V's final shot was a quantum curveball that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously before collapsing into reality just as it crossed the goal line. The stadium erupted in a celebration that could be seen from Mars. But what the crowds remembered most was the image of both players embracing afterward, their rivalry transformed into mutual recognition of shared excellence. In the dying minutes of the match, something extraordinary happened. Both players, exhausted from pushing their enhanced bodies beyond all limits, began to play differently. The desperate hunger for victory softened into something more profound, a celebration of their shared heritage and the game that had brought them together across the cosmos. When the final whistle blew, the score was for 2-4. In the post-match interviews, conducted by AI journalists from across the galaxy, both players spoke not of victory or defeat, but of the privilege of carrying forward a legacy that had inspired billions across space and time. They had proven that even in 2077, football remained beautifully, perfectly human. As the stadium lights dimmed and the holographic crowds faded back to their distant worlds, Cristiano 7 and Leo 8 walked off the field together. Their rivalry would continue. There would be more matches, more goals, more moments of magic. But they had learned something their legendary ancestors would have understood. The greatest victories come not from defeating your rivals, but from elevating each other to heights neither could reach alone. The stars above Neo Madrid Stadium twinkled with approval as two young men, carrying the DNA of legends and the hopes of the future, disappeared into the night. The 2077 Derby was over, but the beautiful game enhanced, evolved, yet eternally human would continue for generations yet unborn, across worlds yet unexplored, in the endless dance between competition and artistry that makes football immortal. In the quantum archives of sporting history, this match would be remembered not for its score, but for the moment when the future met the past and discovered they were the same thing, the unbreakable human spirit expressed through the most beautiful game ever created. Now and forever,